Alright, as RWL Rage continues Legends Division competition. And whoa, this one's gonna be a rekindled feud for sure. The Big Boss Man reuniting with his old arch rival, the Mountie.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, the next match is scheduled for one fall with a 15-minute time limit. Coming down the aisle from Cobb County, Georgia, weighing 312 pounds, he is the Big Boss Man.
Our apologies, fans, for failing to mention it at the outset. Ida Holly filling in tonight as ring announcer for the temporarily indisposed Arya Mitchell, the Big Boss Man, all set to reunite with his old arch rival, the Mountie, after many, many years. I never seen somebody sign so quick. He heard the Mountie was here, and he was like, make it happen.
And his opponent from Montreal, Quebec, Canada, weighing 168 pounds. All fans, please be upstanding for the Mountie.
So what, they're not gonna stand up? Us all here in the broadcast booth are exempt from such foolishness. The Mountie making his second appearance after being absolutely roasted alive by Ken Kennedy on Snarl. And I'm sure it's going to be a wild confrontation when he and the Big Boss Man bang heads again for the first time in a long time. You know me, Don. I love the classic wrestlers. I love the Legends division. And I love a good rekindled feud. And that's what we're going to get here tonight between Mountie and Boss Man. And I can hardly wait. The tension, the rivalry between these two men goes back a very long way and definitely has not cooled with the passage of time. And it's likely to be reignited with full force just as soon as the bell rings here. We are treated to the full Canadian national anthem. The Mountie puts the brakes on the Boss Man like a Warner Brothers cartoon. The Mountie catches the back body drop from the Big Boss Man, followed up with a kick to the back. The Mountie charges, catches another knee. The Boss Man follows up with a clothesline. Takes the Mountie down again, rounds him back up. Gets a hold. Hard whip to the corner. The Mountie rebounds out forcefully. Arm drag from the Mountie. Boss Man rolls out to the outside. Comes back inside. The Mountie pitched halfway across town by his throat. The Big Boss Man catches his leg sweep from the Mountie. The Mountie gathering up the Big Boss Man again. Has him up over the shoulder. Slams him down hard. Boss Man rolls out for a reset. Tried to get a hold of the leg. The Mountie snapped his hand. Boss Man back inside the ring, rounds him up, has him up, knee breaker from the Big Boss Man. Now going to work on the Mountie down on the canvas, a series of stomps from the Big Boss Man. Here's a cover and a hook of the leg, one, but no, just a one count. An elbow to the top of the skull, a kick to the midsection. Boss Man quickly moves in, front slam. Gets him by the throat, rounds him back up again. The Mountie counters with a shot to the ribs. Takes himself to the outside. The Boss Man going to follow him on out. The Mountie playing games here with the Big Boss Man. They slide in and out. Boss Man gets a hold. The Mountie counters him, gets a hold of him. Boss Man counters with an elbow. Tries for the clothesline again. The Mountie quickly putting on the brakes. The Mountie gathers up the Boss Man. Boss Man winds him up, and there's a short arm clothesline from the Big Boss Man, followed up with a hard stomp to the midsection. The Mountie rips the Boss Man out onto the apron, starts talking trash to him, catches a right to the face. The Boss Man, with a hold of the Mountie, has him all the way up long. Vertical suplex from the Big Boss Man. Boss Man urging the Mountie to stand up so he can knock him right back down again. The Mountie charges. A headbutt. A charging headbutt like a rhinoceros from the Mountie. The Mountie with a single leg crab on the Boss Man. Referee calling for the break. Boss Man reached for the ropes. The Mountie Rounds the boss man up, whips him to the corner. Fails to connect with the charge. Boss man has him up over the shoulders. The Mountie counters it into a DDT center ring. Quickly covers. One. And only just one, the boss man. Kicking out fairly easily. Rolls out, rolls back in. Gets a hold of the Mountie, whips him to the corner. Big time splash. 312 pounds worth. A stomp to the back of the Mountie. The big boss man rounds him up by the throat, trying to assert himself here, takes him down. The Mountie shoves him away, back up on his feet. Nice judo-style hip toss from the Mountie. The big boss man taken down for a cover here, one, and barely just a one. Boss man still able to kick out here. The Mountie not having done nearly enough damage. Here's a clothesline. Boss man swings and misses, rebounds off the rope, catches the back body drop from the Mountie. The Mountie moves in, has him up, spine buster. And that could be really bad news for the big boss man. A series of jabs from the Mountie. He wounds up with the right and boom. Down goes the big boss man. The Mountie rounds him up again. Boss man quickly sweeping the leg here. A quick and clever roll up. Look at this. One, two. A 2 count on a clever roll up pin by the Mountie. Boss man quickly stopped by the Mountie, taken down. And a blatant, oh look at the mandible claw by the Mountie. The Mountie resorting to desperate measures here. The boss man finds his way out of the mandible claw. How about that? A quick counter from the Mountie with a left, a kick to the midsection to the boss man. He has him up over the shoulders. And oh, what a powerbomb. Hurling the boss man through space. Here's the cover. 1, 2. Oh, the big boss man surprising just about everyone, including the Mountie. Boss man with a couple of shots. Frees himself from the Mountie, whip to the far corner. The Mountie misses with the charge. The Mountie counters with a right to the boss man. Another boss man against the ropes. Whip to the ropes by the Mountie. A spinning elbow takes him down. A stomp to the shoulder. And right back to the throat of the big boss man for the Mountie. The Mountie rounds him up. Boss man with a forearm counter. Gets a hold of him. Slams him down. What a spine buster from the big boss man. He's definitely taken quite a beating at the hands of the Mountie. A stomp to the back. Big boss man now stalking the Mountie, perhaps sensing the end might be near. Here it is, the boss man slam. And just like that, the Mountie's out to lunch. Here's the cover. 1, 2, 3, and that is going to do it. The big boss man winning this one by pinfall over the Mountie.
Here's the time, 6 minutes and 15 seconds. Here's your winner, the big boss man.
Well, the Mountie staunchly refusing to be put down, but the big boss man adamant and insistent that he stay there, at least for the count of 3, and he certainly managed to get that done.
The boss man, not exactly known for having what anyone might call a feel-good match. But I'm betting he's just had himself one, and I can guarantee you, laying the Mountie out for the 1, 2, 3 with that boss man slam. You know, that had to feel good to the boss man, who hands the Mountie his second consecutive loss tonight. More rage in just a minute.